Welcome back to the Gloves Are Offside, where we talk football and we talk boxing. My name's Charlie, I'm an Arsenal fan. This is my co-host Chuck, he's a Manchester United fan. And we're going to get straight into it with a review of the midweek fixtures just gone. Starting with an absolutely wild game at Craven Cottage. Fulham 4, Manchester City 5. What did you make of it, Chuck?
Yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, it's been City all season. It's they can look devastating going forward, and then they look like terrible defensively. I think that they've got. I'm very surprised that they're second in the league. But that it's been the game is almost like a microcosm of their season. That you think, oh, are they back? Are they looking dangerous again? And then like they get absolutely turned over in the second half. It's a lot kind of what we were talking about last week with regards to Fulham and kind of like turning the page because Andrea Silva is just a good manager that they will pick up enough points. So I thought that they looked good and they looked exciting going forward, but City just like they can't close the door.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it last week. I said I think the fear factor's gone with Man City. Before the sort of teams will go into games already feeling like they've lost, and especially if they go like 2. I mean, 5-1's obviously a bit extreme, but even if you 1 or 2 goals down against the old City sides, it's game over already. Whereas Leeds battled back, lost, but battled back to from 2-0 down to 2-2. Fulham obviously battled back near enough all the way. I think they've obviously got goals in them because Haaland's always going to score goals. Foden's back in form now, which is brilliant for him. But I think with Rodri out the team and Kovacic, they've got no control in that midfield, so they're sort of getting steamrolled in midfield. The defence isn't great. They're not performing great anyway, and teams just feel like they can have a go at them now. They can, and I think that's the way to do it. If you sit back against City, they're gonna score goals past you. So I think the attitude has to be to go and have a go at them. From a Fulham point of view, we've been saying all season they need to find some goals from somewhere, and I think Chukwueze looks like he could be the one to set them off on that run.
Yeah, yeah. They're finally finding goals. They're really a goals by committee team. I think that Calvin's been quite disappointing. But Chukwueze coming in on loan from Milan, he's finding some form. I think he's got 4 goals in his last 5 games, and he looks
The only
he
thing
looks a
is
real
that
player.
I think he's off to AFCON with Nigeria, so that could that could be they just solved the problem, and then he's off again, so they might have to find another solution to the goal scoring problems. But he did really play well. Let me ask you a question. It's probably too early to say this, but is Pep past his best? Everybody has a peak. Is he now on the slide? I mean, you look around, even with managers it happens, but with players it happens, but even with managers, you look at Arsenal, you look up Jose Mourinho, he's still managing now, but everywhere he goes is, he's not the same. He doesn't have that same aura. He doesn't have that same results. Is it nearly time up for Pep at the very top level?
Well, I think he is calling time on himself more than anything. I think that I think this will be his last job for a while. So I think he's probably with all of his other jobs, he's like to take some time out and recharge and find new ideas, and I think he hasn't really had the opportunity to do that. This is the most un-Pep-like team of all time, and I think he's lost the real appetite for it that he used to have for it, and I think it's more about just not having the players. He's maestro in midfield. Rodri's kind of out. And the other players who needed to take responsibility haven't taken responsibility. This team should be being run by Phil Foden, Jack Wilshere. Those players should have come good, and then they haven't come. Jack Grealish, sorry, Jack Wilshere. Those players haven't really taken on the mantle from the ones of the previous generation. So they're kind of in like a bit of a holding position where Foden has picked up a bit of form, but other than Foden, who from the previous team is really carrying the belt? A lot of them failed, so they don't have the carryover players, and it's a really young team. I'm not sure that Pep's even going to be the one to see it through to real success, but I don't know that I don't know that he's done. I think that I think that maybe they haven't bought as well, and some of the players have been a bit of a letdown.
I just want to make it clear. I don't think he's done at the top level. I'm just asking the question because I think it's something to consider. I don't think he's done, but I think you're right. I think he's coming to the end of his time at City, and he probably does need a little refresh, recharge, and come back again. I think they're missing Rodri. He's a Ballon d'Or winner, and he's an amazing player. So that's always going to be a big miss. But I mean, they're still they're only 5 points behind us as well, so they're definitely still in the race. You know, their season's not done by any stretch of the imagination, and we know what they're like post Christmas if they do get a run together. It doesn't feel as daunting this time as an Arsenal fan just because their form's been so erratic. But I mean, it's still a bit ominous. They're still, while that gap's still only 5 points. You know, we're not clear and gone by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I mean the defense is so bad though. That's the like, and actually it shouldn't be because like the players haven't got really old, or I think it's just maybe not consistency of lineups. There's too many people in and out, in and out. But like the defense is normally solid, like, and it's not. The defense I think is the problem.
I also think, just to touch on Donnarumma, as good as a shot stopper is, he's a bit wild coming out for corners sometimes and crosses.
He's in my fantasy team, and it's like I'm like, what is he doing? Because the thing is, he's still clocking up points because he makes good saves, but he's just they can be got at, you know.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. They can be got at, and teams feel like there's always a bit of a vulnerability there with them.
Yeah.
Anyway, move on to sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, should we move on to the Tottenham game?
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, I mean, give me your thoughts.
I just I was watching the game. It was a bit of a drab affair, coming off the back of, and because of the way the games were staggered, I watched a bit of the Tottenham at the beginning, and it was really crap. And then I watched like when it was fireworks. It was like Newcastle were pretty much in control of the game, and it was, for me, it was kind of like, when are Newcastle gonna take over? They score, and then Tottenham, with their only shot of the games, like, equalise. Then they score again, and I mean, like, this game's done. And then Tottenham score again.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, Romero, I was slugging him off on the last pod we done, and I still just think he's a very, very rash defender. I think he's way overrated. But I mean, the diving header was incredible. What a great goal that was. But the overhead, that's got to be the worst overhead I've ever seen scored in my life.
He shinned it in.
One, he shinned it. Two, it was moved in slow motion. I feel a bit sorry for Aaron Ramsdale's finally got himself in the team for Newcastle. They've dropped Pope after a few mistakes. And like you said, they scored with the 2 shots they had on target, so he didn't make a save. And I think he was unsighted, but it looks like he sort of dives in slow motion. It don't look good for him. The defence was poor as well. I can't remember. Was it Malik Tiao? I don't know which defender it was, but someone's just standing there ball watching as well. That goal so avoidable. Eddie Howe must have been doing his nut.
He must have been livid. Tottenham were awful.
Yeah.
Tottenham were really, like...
And they have been all season.
Yeah. I've watched them, like... I don't know how I've managed them, but I've watched them quite a few times. They were terrible against Man United. We ended up drawing that game. They were awful against Chelsea. And then I've again found myself watching them, obviously, against Arsenal, where they were terrible. And then I found myself watching them against Fulham last weekend, where they were also awful. And like, I don't know, Newcastle have got to be kicking themselves. But I don't know how they've given them points in that game.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's happened a few times to Newcastle at home this season. I think they lost in the last minute against Liverpool at home. They lost in the last minute to Arsenal at home. They lost in the last minute, drew in the last minute to Tottenham now at home as well. So there's points on the that they've left on the table there. Yeah, their form's been a bit stop-start, Newcastle, but I think they're on the same points as Tottenham, but they've been a lot better. Tottenham scraped a few points, but I've not been impressed with them at all this season.
What do you think about the fans kind of turning on them? Like, I don't understand what they want.
But no, I think Thomas Frank needs time, but I don't think they've won at home. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm not sure they've won at all at home this season. So if you're going there week in, week out and you haven't had one, you shouldn't be losing. I know they're not good, but you shouldn't be losing to Fulham at home, things like that, after a North London derby where you've been absolutely spanked. So I do get it a little bit.
no,
I think the thing is now as well. Now Daniel Levy's left, they don't really know where to direct their anger, because it was always whenever they're in trouble, there's blame. I haven't got Daniel Levy. He's gone now, so who's to blame now?
Yeah,
so I think they're just angry fans, but they don't like.
Yeah, but you can't keep changing the manager. And also, like, the reality is, and this is also what I keep having to remind myself about the squad at United, is that they did finish 17th last year. 100%. But you can't, like, what do you want from Thomas Frank? He's picking up points. They're not playing well, but he's picking up points.
I agree.
Like, you're not.
You look around the squad and there's not much quality. They're mid-table players. Brennan Johnson and Richarlison and Kevin Danso and Odegaard and these players. They're not great players. I think Van der Ven's good, and if he was around better players, he could be a standout defender. I think, as I've mentioned, Romero's way overrated. Their goalie's not great. Jed Spence is all right, but they don't have that
Yeah,
many
who
good
are these
players.
players that are great players?
No,
Like I don't
Kudus
understand
has
what.
probably been Kudus and Van der Ven have probably been their two standouts, but they just don't have a great squad. As you said, they finished 17th last season. So what you're not just going to go from that to Champions League football. So it's going to take time. Frank, I think he's been a bit negative in his style of play, which might be getting at him as well. But he's probably just trying to be a bit pragmatic and just try and get as many points as possible.
I think he's doing the right thing. He's trying to like let's stop, which they're not, to be honest. But let's stop being so open because that's what they were under Postecoglou. Let's stop being so open and let's let's like build it from the back. That's what you've got to do as a manager. Like build it from the back, get some solidity, and then you work on the front once the back is sorted out. I mean, Arteta's done that at Arsenal.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, he came in and he shored things up. He was playing five at the back when he first came, and we were getting through games, and we won that FA Cup, Arsenal, because in the semi and the final we just sort of played a defensive style of football and we had enough attack to get it done. But yeah, I don't know. I think Frank definitely needs time, but I can see why they're getting a bit.
I think, but it's looking to me like a Nuno job. Like they might get rid of him.
Yeah, but and they probably will, and then where do they go? Because they're just churning out managers. Where do they go from there?
Yeah, I mean,
They'll probably try and get like an Iraola or a Marco Silva or someone, and I don't know.
Yeah, but if you're Iraola, I know Bournemouth. We'll get onto them in a little while, but like if you're Iraola, you avoid that job.
Yeah, I agree. There's bigger and better jobs out there. We might as well talk about that game now because that was the last one that was on the same day as those. Bournemouth 0, Everton 1, and Bournemouth are slipping down that table now.
Yeah, I mean, I said it. I think 2 weeks ago they sold their whole team.
Yeah, well,
like
the whole backline for sure.
The fact that they were as high up as they were, I think, was a bit of a smokescreen.
I think it coincided with Semenyo being such on good film as well, and he was dragging them through games.
But like they sold their whole team. Like they sold 3 of the back 4 and the goalkeeper. They sold the winger who went to Brentford. He had a good season last year.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, and so they've been getting picked apart, and it takes. I mean, I said it about Sunderland, but like it takes a while for new players coming into the Premiership to get used to it, and I think they're going through a bedding in period, and like they had an amazing season last year, and then sold half their team, and then this season they're going to struggle because they're bedding in new players.
That's a place where obviously they don't want to be.
Yeah, no, for sure, and I seen the highlights of the game. Everton weren't good. It wasn't a good game. Like, it was a game actually low on quality, and Everton's form all over the place. You can't tell which team's going to turn up.
100%.
They really battled against United. Like they showed heart, they showed hunger, their organisation. Like I was like impressed with them. They were disgustingly bad against Newcastle. And then they go to Bournemouth and then they win. So you can't tell and they're going to have enough points to stay out for sure. But definitely, I wouldn't say an entertaining watch.
I think there are so many teams this season in the league that are just super inconsistent. Like 1 or 2 wins and you can just get yourself in the fight for a Champions League spot. 1 or 2 defeats and you're sort of looking over your shoulder at relegation places. There's a few teams like that. You just don't know what you're going to get. It's really hard to predict results this year because it's like you don't know which team's going to turn up from a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, like right the way down the league, I would say. Even if you go to like for Man United, you go to like the Brightons, you never know which version of these teams are going to turn up. Like sometimes they turn up and they're like, oh, they look really good. And you're like, oh, they could go on a run, then they lose the next game. You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, even as far as like your Chelsea's and people like that. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the next day's results. We had Burnley 0, Palace 1, and Palace, another team. You don't realise. You look at the league table; they're fifth. They're sitting in fifth because other teams have dropped points and they're just slowly going about their business. What I will say about Palace is, I think I saw a stat that they've used the least amount of players in the league this season, and I think when you consider they've got European football now as well, I think 1, he's performing miracles, Glasner, but 2, how long can that go on for?
Well, he's complaining. If you listen to, he's after the United game, he kind of like, and he's not that kind of manager, or he hasn't been that kind of manager. Complained that the board should have backed him further in the summer, and that you're going to have these games. If you listen to Amarin after the game. He said that Palace were a different team. They just tired, and then we were able to pick them off. He said it felt inevitable that we were going to come back in that game, and then Grasno also said that the players they're just tired. So to go kind of up to Burnley and win the game after a pretty like poor second half, like good on them. But yeah, I think the players are just knackered. He's playing the same players in all the games, and they have a really thin squad.
Yeah, and I think they're another one who's going to be affected by AFCON as well. So they definitely need some investment in January because they've got a good opportunity there, man. The manager's brilliant. They've got a chance. They're in the Conference League. Whichever Premier League team's in that should be targeting winning it, and they're currently fifth in the league. So they've got a really good opportunity to kick on the back of the FA Cup win as well. So hopefully he gets some backing because I think they've got a chance to do something.
Yeah, I agree, and I like the manager. I think that they could sneak into fifth, like they could sneak into. They should have been in Europa this year, But and also if they don't back him, I think he's going to leave.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think if they'd sold Gahey in the summer, he was ready to walk anyway. So they kept him for him, but now, yeah, he needs some investment because he's another one who big clubs or Tottenham could be eyeing up. So if a job becomes available, he's certainly one because he won the Europa League with Frankfurt as well. So he's got history of winning trophies with teams who are unfancied. So yeah, man. I hope they do give him some backing because I quite like Palace as well. Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. We keep rolling. It's a good 3 points, expected 3 points, but we got the job done. I would have liked to have been a bit more comfortable after going 1-0 up early, but we weren't really super troubled. David Wright.
You weren't troubled, but you didn't play well.
I mean, we had chances to put the game to bed. Madueke had a couple which he missed. We had Saka, one rebound that he missed as well. His job done.
So you were bad, but I didn't think you were good.
I think it's just a routine victory. It's a 2-0 home victory. I think that those are the sort of games. If you win a league title, you look back on and say, okay, yeah, that was just another day at the office. I want to shine some light on Mikel Merino because it's just unbelievable what he's doing for us. Honestly, it's incredible. The guy's never played up front in his life. We used him obviously last season because Havertz got injured, Jesus got injured. As an emergency striker, he stepped in. He scored some important goals in the league and the Champions League. Now, even though we've got Havertz, Gyökeres, Jesus, they've all found themselves injured again. We played him up front. And I just think he's a striker now. I genuinely, he scored for club and country. He scored hat-tricks for Spain. For club and country, he's got 29 goal involvements this year. Goals and assists.
Yeah, I mean, he bangs them in for Spain as well.
That's more than the rest of his career combined. I just want to shine some light on it because I think it's gone under the radar what he's doing. And we're actually playing better. We've been playing better football since Gyökeres has been injured, and he's played because I think his link-ups play is really good as well. So,
well, I always say that I think that Arsenal. I think you're playing kind of methodical football. I think that you're really going to click into gear when Havertz comes back.
Yeah.
Because I think he fits the system. The problem is that Arsenal don't want to play to Gyökeres' strengths. He's a penalty box striker, and I feel like Merino or Havertz are linking the play better and finding the spaces better and opening up space probably better for your teammates just because they've been around them longer. And I think you generally play better with that kind of striker up front. So yeah, I think Merino's been great, and yeah, scoring those goals for club and country. Yeah, but yeah, I'm always like looking at Arsenal glass half empty, and I just thought it was a bit like, come on, but like Brentford don't play that well.
I just think when as we're saying, the whole league's so inconsistent, and we're just we're getting jobs.
Yeah, you're consistent.
Done.
You're going about your business.
1-0, 2-0, we're going about business, clocking up the points. Obviously, there's going to be the game where the Chelsea game where they stuck it on us a bit, but we still managed. I know we're playing against 10 men, but we got a point there. But yeah, I just think we're going about our business and getting the job done. That's what we need to do. We don't need to be too flashy. No, there are going to be games we smashed Tottenham 4-1, we put 5 past Leeds. It has happened, but it's clicked for us a few times this season. But these are the sort of victories I think league titles
are built on. No, for sure. I agree.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just.
But yeah, Brentford terrible away from home always. So the home is their fortress where I think they're going to pick up enough points. Seen enough of them this season. But yeah, their away form's awful. So I was expecting them that game to go how it did. Brighton Villa.
Yeah, mad one, and it's yeah. I mean Villa, Watkins back in the goals.
Finally,
he needed that. Yeah, it's about time.
finally back in the goals.
They're in third now, Villa. It's only 6 points behind us, and we played them at Villa Park early kickoff
Yeah.
on Saturday, which I'm not going to say I'm worried, but in the back, we don't have a great record against. Well, Unai Emery for one, he always feels like he's got a point to prove against us. We don't have a great,
And he has proven it.
and he has proven it. Yeah. No, yeah, he has every time he comes out, they perform well against us. We don't have the best record against Villa. They're on form. They're scoring absolute bangers week in, week out. So like, I'm not an XG man, but if you looked at their XG, I don't believe in XG, but they are scoring like long shots a lot and a lot of high quality goals. But yeah, I think I'm a bit more worried going into this one than I was the Chelsea one.
Interesting. I think Villa. I think it's going to be a good game. We'll all be in the pub watching it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good game. I think Villa are in like really good form, and they love to play you.
Yeah, they love to play. They're in good form. But what I will say, I've been waiting all season. I've said it a few times. I've been waiting for a team that's going to come and have a go at us. And Villa do play a high line, and because of the form they're on, I think they're going to give it a go. So I think I'm hoping.
I feel like Emery always like the Villa can be very solid, but Villa they don't go into a game for a draw. They try to win in their own way, you know.
Yeah. So I think it's got all the makings to be a really good game. I hope we come through it and lay down another marker. But yeah, as we say, they gave it a go against Brighton 4-3. Another crazy.
Yeah,
game
I mean Brighton again. Like I thought they were going to kick on. I was giving my dad some stick. He's a Villa fan, saying that Brighton were gonna do them over, and then you know Villa. It was a crazy game, but I felt like Villa were in control, and then it was like more like they let Brighton back in when they scored in the like 83rd minute. I was like, oh, it's just going to be a draw, but I felt like Villa, like watching the game, I felt like Villa were in control of the game.
Yeah, no, and as I said, I think the big story from that is Watkins getting back in the goals.
Well, he needs to for England.
He needs to for England for sure. So I
think he's in the driving seat for that second spot, but not if you don't score any goals.
That's it.
So,
if he starts scoring the goals, I think 100% he'll be on the plane. He's been to tournaments before and scored goals. So yeah, it's good to see him on the scoreline. Hopefully he doesn't do it this weekend.
Did you see much of the Wolves Nottingham Forest?
I didn't. I just think Wolves are Wolves, man. I just don't know what more to say about them.
It was a horrible game.
I
watched the highlights. I didn't watch the full thing, but it was like just like two bad teams actually. Like the Forest are also not playing very well, but like it's just the more I put Wolves on, the more I just don't understand why why they've gone for why Roberts went there. What was he thinking?
I don't know. I mean, I've said it before. It's a mad decision for my body. He must have been promised that he's getting next season, and he thinks he's got a better chance of bringing them up and keeping them up than he did in Middlesbrough, which I think is madness. I heard him. He was saying, because obviously he's from the area, and he was saying, he gets to spend time with his kids more and stuff, and that's amazing. If you get sacked in a couple of months' time, then your kids are.
I think they're going to end up sacking him.
Yeah, like they can't. I don't even know if they scored a goal under him. I know it's only been 3 or 4 games, but they're just getting turned over every week. There's nothing there. Nothing. It's just poor. They're going down without a trace. That one's every week. Whoever they're playing, it's a guaranteed 3 points.
Yeah,
never won a game all season.
Do you think they're gonna get more points than Derby? Is the real question.
That's the question. That's the question. And at the minute, it's not looking like it. I mean, the Premier League, things can turn around quickly. They need a miracle to survive. But yeah, I think that's got to be their target. Just try and not be that team that goes down in history as the worst ever. But they're looking like it. They're looking like it. Leeds 3, Chelsea 1.
I mean, I hate to say it because I don't like Leeds, but Leeds are playing well. They played well in the second half against City and probably deserved to draw that game. And they battered Chelsea. They just battered them.
He's changed his formation a bit, Fark. Play 5 at the back.
Yeah.
I work with a Leeds fan, and he's happy with that. He was like, it's about time he did something, because they were just sort of.
Yeah, they were kind of disappearing without a trace.
Yeah, exactly.
And Dominic Calvert-Lewin's in the goals.
Yeah, he's getting a couple of goals here and there.
That's 2 in 2 games for him. So yeah, I mean,
they're up outside the relegation zone. They got Liverpool this weekend as well. So it's a winnable game, you have to say. But, they'll have some confidence after that Chelsea one. I think, but going on to Chelsea, I was saying before that all this talk about them being in the title race, it's too soon for them. They've got a few. They're starting to build the foundations of a good team, but they're nowhere near ready for a title race. Their goalie's not good enough. Their defense isn't great. They don't have a real goal scorer. João Pedro can score goals. Well, Cole Palmer's a real goal scorer, but he's been injured. Delap doesn't. He's not ready yet. And this was done without their three big players: Palmer, Caicedo, and Reece James. Those three players are absolute quality. They could play for any team in the league. But beyond that,
I just think Chelsea fans have been getting way too excited. For me, they weren't in the title race. I know that they were, but they weren't. I've said it all year. It's between Arsenal and City, and the fact that Chelsea has snuck up there, I think, says more about the league and the state of the league. If we had beat West Ham, we would have went above Chelsea. So. Or on the same points as Chelsea. So Chelsea are not in the title race like we're not in the title race. You know, like
they got themselves so up for the Arsenal game, and they performed well. They did. They
played well.
I've played well. They kicked us around a bit, and they got their point. And
I think they played well. They had 10 men for most of the game, and I think they played. Considering they had 10 men, you should have seen them when they had 10 men against us, and they completely capitulated.
Yeah. That's another reason why they can't be in the title race. Well, they're getting red cards like left, right, and centre. So yeah, I just think without Caicedo, James, and Palmer, there's not enough quality to mount any kind of title race. James,
they're not in the title race.
Unfortunately, is made of celery, so he can't play every game. Palmer's coming back now, and Caicedo's rash and gets red cards. So yeah, I think there's still a lot of work to do in their team. I think they'll be fine for Champions League, but they're nowhere near ready to mount a serious title challenge for me.
No, I agree. And on to Liverpool Sunderland.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some questions for you on this one, man. There's a few. I mean, there's loads of question marks over Liverpool now. Firstly, Salah's obviously been dropped now 2 games in a row. Is there any way back for him? Do you see?
I think Salah's still good enough to play in this particular stinky Liverpool team. They're not much better without him. Who do they beat? Do you know what I mean? It's not like they beat.
They beat West Ham.
They beat West Ham. Do you know what I mean? And I thought Sunderland were going to win this game. I think it's quite funny that Witz thought he had his first goal and it's been taken away.
And he found out in the interview afterwards as well, and he goes, "Oh, it's fine, it doesn't matter." Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think Salah, obviously, he's going to Africa as well.
He's actually going early. He's actually going.
I think he probably just needs to get away, come back a bit, have his mind refreshed a bit. And all attacking players like him, all he needs is one to go off his arse and it's a goal and get a bit of confidence come back. The one I worry more about, honestly, is Virgil van Dijk.
He looks awful.
He looks lost.
Yeah. No, but I think I think Carragher, and I hate Carragher to be very clear, but I think Carragher said something very interesting, that for years Van Dijk and Salah have been carrying this team, and now they need a bit of help from their teammate. Yeah. And I think the problem is Van Dijk's not playing well, but Konate is. Konate, I think, is the real problem. Van Dijk is not looking good, but Konate should be. There should be kind of almost a passing of the torch where Konate takes a bit more responsibility, and he's the one kind of, taking over. Yeah. And he's not. And Van Dijk is having to do it all. And I think it's showing almost.
Yeah, he looks like a shell of himself at the minute. I said but the whole time he's been there, he's been obviously the main man in the defence. He's never really had a settled partner. He's had Matip for a bit, Gomez for a bit, Quansah for a bit, Konate for a bit, but he's always been good enough to sort of hold them together. Obviously, the fullbacks right now are faltering as well. But he personally just looks, I don't know, like he doesn't physically have it anymore.
Yeah, I think he's just on the downward curve, and Konate's not been able to step up. They're kind of playing almost like 3 at the back. Such a weird formation. Like, they've got so many centre midfield. They're playing like 3 almost centre midfield players. Gomez is kind of tucking in to try and help out Konate and Van Dijk. So they've got no real width on the side. It's just a messy game. I actually thought Sunderland were worth the win. And then obviously Liverpool get back in the game with the late goal. But I didn't think that Liverpool looked particularly good. They didn't. Isak looked awful again.
Yeah, he's another one who's lost. He's sort of run around, not getting on the ball enough. He did score a really good goal against West Ham. I hope that might give him a bit of confidence to, as I said, strikers only really need one, but. Yeah,
he looked bad again in the week. What I don't understand is, and maybe that he was always their first choice, but I just don't understand why you're not playing Ekitike.
Yeah, it makes
What
no
you
sense.
took
The way
like
he hit the ground running as well, and he was scoring goals and good
I just
goals, and
like I don't get what the players that they're playing.
they've stopped his momentum now as well.
Yeah,
You
just
see,
like
he was on a great run.
it's not like you're playing Isak and he's pulling up. Like put Ekatike back in and like play Isak from the left until he sorts himself out. If he starts scoring some goals,
What
yeah, I
what
don't. It
what
doesn't make
what,
any sense to me.
what about Arnie Slot? I see a lot of fans on Twitter comparing him now to Eric Ten Hag, both bald and Dutch.
Well, if Eric Ten Hag had won us the league, he could have done. He could have done this the second season. I would have been happy.
So this is my thing. Like, obviously he's got credit in the bank. He won the league in his first season. They're on a abysmal run of form. However way you look at it, I think it's only like 3 wins in 13 or something, and 9 of those have been losses. Something along those lines. How, as we said, the gap isn't too big because the league's so inconsistent. So he's still in touch with those sort of Champions League places. How bad does it have to get for them to consider, or does he have this season? Do you reckon?
I think he has this season. I thought it was bad form when Jose got sacked. When Ranieri got sacked, who won the league with Leicester the year before. I think it's bad. He won the league. You know how hard that is to do. Like, come on. Like, yeah. I thought that was bad form that he got sacked. I think Jose, maybe it was the beginning of the end for Jose, but if you've won the league, you deserve to like, come on. I also think that the difference maybe with those teams, Chelsea, because Chelsea ended up finishing bottom half, I think, that season, and Leicester just about survived. But I think that Liverpool are still in with a shout to get in the Champions League. And I think that also they just did it. They knew they needed a centre back. I don't know why they didn't try to buy a guy like Gay like earlier in the window. They knew they needed one. Like, what was they doing? They've kind of like
Especially when
now.
they spent so much money on the attacking players as well. They should have just got that wrapped up. They could, if Palace had time to get a replacement, they would have let him go. So
Yeah, I
yes.
mean, they should have wrapped that up. They needed a centre back. They just need a centre back. They need a better centre back. I think if Gay was playing with Virgil van Dijk, there'd be a better team for it.
Yeah, agreed. Right, on to your boys, Man United, 1-1 draw with West Ham. I think it's more of the same. Like, they can't keep.
Did you
They
watch
go
the
ahead.
game?
I watched the game. Yeah. I watched the game.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
The fans were quiet. The shit formation. Amarin's completely. He's just lost it. Like, he's just. We're losing. We're drawing the game at home, and he brings on a defender.
Yeah, I saw him say that. I saw an interview and they asked him about that, and he said, "Oh, I didn't have any attacking options on the bench. Obviously, Sesko's injured.
Yeah, we could have brought a Mainu.
That is what they said to him.
And put
And
Fernandez higher up the pitch.
He kind of snapped as if to say, like, you English are like sort of obsessed with Kobe Mainu. And then I don't know if you've seen it. I literally saw
haven't seen it.
Just for a score, and they said, "Oh, well, you always go on about how you love the Man United academy, but you don't seem to trust the players." And he's like, "Oh, Kobe, like as if I have to play him because he's English." But what's the Kobe situation? Does he leave in January?
If I was him, I don't want him to leave. Obviously, he's Man United and England. But get away from this manager who obviously doesn't rate you. He doesn't think he can play as a 6, and he's not going to play him as a 10. It's not really his position. I would get out. I'd try and get out of the club.
Yeah, I mean, at least maybe for a loan for the rest of the season and see if Amarim's still there next season. If he's not, then maybe come back and try and impress the new manager.
Yeah, I think you get out if you're him. You've got to go. Like he's not playing him. Like what you bring in that situation. West Ham was showing nothing going forward as well. So in that situation, you don't take off a centre back and bring a centre back on. You bring on Mainu and you push Fernandez further forward. That's what you do. Like any other like sensible. We're not talking like grand tactics here. That's what you do. You're trying to win the game. You don't bring on a centre back in like the 83rd minute. He
does it all the time as well. He does it all the time.
We were bad. West Ham, like, I don't think West Ham really deserved a draw. Like, West Ham weren't good.
I think a draw was a fair result, watching it, to be honest. But
I don't think that they had any intent to like win the game. I think that they were trying to see it out for a draw.
Yeah, I mean, they take their draw for sure.
Yeah, but we were awful. We were terrible. But like, it's just for me, and we'll keep doing this every week. For me, the problem is the manager. The problem is the system. You're playing arguably one of the best 10s. Whether you like what he does or like him throwing his hands up in the air, Fernandez is one of the best attacking players in the Premier League, and you're playing him as a 6.
And he even still, he's the only one who looks like he he could make something happen. Brandon Mbumo is good as well. What do you make of Cunha's start to the season?
Well, he's been in and out with injuries. He's picked up 2 injuries. And I don't think he's been great. He's not done anything really. He's had 2 good games.
He looks alright on the ball, but I think he's got to start contributing with goals and assists now. You know, I don't know if maybe it's 1 goal he scored, but he's got to start contributing because he's another one who's coming for quite big money, and you know, Mbeumo has stepped up and he sort of hasn't. I know you're saying he hasn't had the longest run in the team, but
I think he's picked up a few injuries. He looks tidy on the ball, but like my thing is that like. Play Fernandez in his position.
But he's not going to change his system, is he? He's just not going to do it.
No, but like my point is that okay, so we've got a couple of problems in the team. So scoring goals is a problem. So put Fernandez at 10 and then play Mainu or even play Ugarte. Like play our best player in his best position, and like then you sort out that you don't like you play. He's been consistently our best player. Play him as a 10. Because then you know he's going to create chances. You know he's going to score goals. You're playing him as a 6, and then he's like defensively liability. And then the 10 that you're playing instead is not doing the job. Play our best players in our best positions, and maybe things will change. But he sticks to this is what he wants. He wants like a Dalot scored. That's what he wants. He wants our right back, our right wing back, and our left wing back to score our goals.
I think your wing backs aren't great either.
That's terrible. I can't with Man United. I can't even watch it. Like it just brings my whole mood down. I just can't. It's just there's no hope. There's no like light at the end of the tunnel.
And every time you do win a game, you think, okay, maybe we're changing, and then it goes again.
I would rather we just like take a couple of hide-ins and then they get rid of them. Like,
yeah.
That's a long-term strategy for me. Just this win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1. Then we're gonna have him next year. I want him out now. I could like take a couple of hide-ins and they give him the chop, but I just want him out. Everyone's like, no, you got to back him. No, I want him out. I hate him. He ruins my weekend midweek this week, like every week.
I think he's, like I was saying in the press conference, he's starting to just ramble now as well. And when that happens, I've seen it happen to so many managers over the year. It happened to Ten Hag. It's happened to Rafa Benitez back in the day. When they just start rambling and they're getting angry and I just think the signs are the writing's on the wall.
Well, it doesn't look like it. The board are backing him. Like they're saying all the right things. Like and we're not. We're still in contention for 4th. You know, like but like my problem is the system and the manager are for me the problem. And until like he decides to make some actual changes, this is going to be we're going to be having the same conversation every week. We're so inconsistent. Yeah. And the players don't look, nobody's enjoying it. Like no one looks like they're enjoying to play football. It's not enjoyable to watch. It's not, the players are not enjoying it. Like what is it? You can't see like a plan in the future. Like, oh, this is going to happen. Just fucking shit.
And that's the thing. The games you do win as well. It's just like, okay, we won the game of football because we did something good. There's no patterns of play. There's no there's no strategy. There's no, what's the end goal? You're just going to win 1, lose 1, draw 1, win 1, lose 1, and there's no
plan. And I just want him out. Just please take me out of my misery. Yeah. So
right. Let's go on to this weekend games. Obviously, it starts with Villa Arsenal. We touched on it a bit. I forgot to mention when we reviewed the Arsenal games. Also, another couple of injuries for us. Mosquera went down. Declan Rice went off. I think the reports are coming out. I think Declan's going to be all right. I think Declan Rice is going to be all right. Mosquera doesn't look great. They're doing scans. We've obviously got Saliba and Gabriel out already. So Timber's on the edge. He's been playing every game. We rested him for the last game, but he had to come on because of Mosquera went down. Ben White got man of the match. Ben White played really well. Got happy for him after a long while out. But yeah,
I think you're fine in terms of like Timber's such a good football player. He's a classic Ajax player. He could slide in defence quite easily.
No, he's brilliant. I'm just worried about the amount of minutes he's played. He's played every game because Ben White's been injured, and now he's
but I think Ben White, Timber, like playing right back and centre back. I think fine.
If I'm just worried that Timber's going to hold up, and if we do get another injury, then we'll run that. Even though we've stockpiled defenders.
You're still running low.
It's getting a little bit worrying. Hopefully, Saliba should be back soon. Gabriel still a few more weeks.
Say it was a short while with Saliba.
Yeah,
he
I think
Gabriel
Saliba
was a bit longer.
By the sounds of it, this might be the last game he misses. Gabriel's a bit longer. Mosquera, fingers crossed the scan goes well. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter which 4 we play. They're all quality players and they can all do the job. But I'm just worried numbers-wise. I don't want Timber to go down because he's so important to the way we play as well. But yeah, I'm expecting a tough game. I hope. I think like Villa love they play that high line, so I think they might be a bit open. They're gonna go. They're gonna go for the jugular, I think. And I just hope we stand up to them and go lay down a marker because it's the early kickoff as well. Lay down the marker before City play, and City got a tough game themselves. So that's what I'm hoping for. What do you reckon?
I think Villa. I think a draw. I think it's going to be a draw, and I think. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I'm really excited for it. Really,
Yeah.
really am excited for it. I think, but I do think it's going to be a draw.
Sunderland go to City, so it's a tough game for City as well in the title race. Sunderland have been turning up everywhere and putting on performances, so I think it's more of the same from them. As we say, that there's a vulnerability with Man City, and Sunderland are going to play fearless, and they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to put my money where my mouth is, I'd go for City. But like Sunderland have been no shrinking violets against absolutely anyone, you know. So another game that I expect to be good. Again, money like gun to my head, I'm going for City. But yeah, I'm not sure that it's going to be an easy ride if they are going to pick up the points.
No, I don't think Sunderland are an easy ride for anyone. They've won at Stamford Bridge. Obviously, they drew with us at their place. They got a point at Anfield, so you can't count them out. And the form City are on, it's one of them again. It's like who knows what the score could be, but yeah, it should be a good game there. Newcastle Burnley.
I think this might be. I could see this as a banana skin.
I don't know Burnley away from home though. If it was at Turf Moor, maybe.
I can see I think Burnley have been a bit unlucky. I think they're going to get relegated now. But unless they make some signings, but I could see them. Newcastle have not been picking up points.
No.
They've been inconsistent themselves.
Yeah, they're on the same points as Tottenham, so that tells you everything. But I think this is. I could see this one being the sort of one where at home against Burnley where they get it together again because they have they went and beat Everton 4-1. They do have these performances in them, and surely home game to Burnley. Yeah.
I don't know. Aaron Gordon's back.
Andy Gordon,
Gordon, he's back. Anthony Gordon's back. Yeah, so which is good for England because I'm getting a bit tetchy now about English players.
I'm not sure about Gordon.
He scored. He finally scored a Premier League goal.
It's a penalty.
Yes, I don't care. It's a goal.
They count, but it's a penalty. So I'm not getting overexcited about that. He doesn't score enough, or it's just enough for me. I think he's got talent. He's a good player, but he's getting to the age now. He needs to start kicking on and impacting games, and he just doesn't do it for me.
I agree with that, but I'm my England hat is very much on at the moment, and I'm like, all right if you're injured, but I want to see a bit of form from you when you come back, you know. Yeah. I want him to start playing himself into form. But yeah, this is my banana skin. I think that I could see it being at least a draw for Burnley. We'll see. I could be completely wrong.
Fair play. We've got Tottenham, Brentford. And as you said, Brentford aren't great away from home, but Tottenham are terrible at home. So God knows. But if Frank does want to keep his job, he needs to start winning some games at home, man, because you can't just keep sending the home fans away angry and pissed off every single week.
So what? Are you going for Tottenham?
I don't know because I went for them to win. I went for them to win against Fulham a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, you did.
And Fulham turned up and beat them. I said the same thing. I said, "No, this. But I don't know, man. I want Brit. Listen, I'm an Arsenal fan. I hope the long may it continue that they keep getting beat and turned over at home. But it's his old club as well, isn't it? Obviously, the Brentford boys are going to be up for it. Thomas Frank's old clubs.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think sometimes that their players are like, okay, well, you've left us for this. Like they're going to be extra up for it. Who knows, man? I could see Brentford getting something from it. Honestly, I could.
I can't see it. I think the Tottenham can't keep being this bad. Like you said, he's going to get sacked because
It can't. I think in his time, but you have to also show something that there's something worth waiting for.
Yeah, and the fans, like you said, the fans are just mad. So they're ready to turn on anything. I hope Tottenham win, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Brentford got something from this one. Another interesting game, Bournemouth-Chelsea. Bournemouth. See, I had this one down when I was looking at it, thinking, it's going to be a tough game for Chelsea. But the way Bournemouth, as I say, that they've lost a few in a row. Their heads are down a bit. They need to get something from somewhere. I don't know what the situation is. Caicedo's obviously still suspended. Palmer came back off the bench, so you'd assume he might be able to start this one. James didn't play the last game, so he'll probably be back in. I don't know, man. It's a tough one to call.
I think Chelsea pick up the points. I think Bournemouth are kind of sinking like a stone at the moment, and I think that unfortunately, I think it continues. I think Chelsea win this game. Not comfortably because they don't do anything comfortably. But I think that they do win this game. And yeah, and Bournemouth's worrying form continues.
I think I agree with you on that one. Yeah, I can't see Chelsea losing again. They're probably, as I say, getting a few of their players back, and Bournemouth the way their form's going. Yeah, I don't think this is the sort of game where they'll turn it around. Everton against Nottingham Forest.
I have
It's got
no idea.
it's got a draw
Everton
written all
should
over it.
win
It's
this
just got
game.
1-1.
Yeah.
This is a 0-0 or a 1-1.
Everton should win this game, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you. They're super inconsistent. Like Forest beat Liverpool like 3-0 a couple of weekends ago, and so you just don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a draw just because again I don't know. I look at it and I wouldn't be surprised if this was any result.
I think Everton should win this game. I'm gonna go with Moyes' boys to win this game, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if they lost like 2-0.
Leeds Liverpool, and I think this is, if we can call it a banana skin, I think this is the banana skin of the weekend because Leeds played really well against City. Obviously, had a great result against Chelsea. The form Liverpool are on, it's an evening kickoff under the lights at Ellen Road. They're going to be up for it. And if they play like they did against Chelsea, where they really stuck on and they were really physical, and I don't think Liverpool are the most physical team, I could see Leeds getting this.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, anyone can beat Liverpool, you know. It's like anyone can get it, kind of thing for Liverpool. But I think Liverpool are going to beat Leeds. I think Leeds are fundamentally terrible, and I know this is my Man United bias, but they're not good, and their manager's awful. Name me a Leeds player other than like Calvert-Lewin.
No,
Tell me who's playing in the centre midfield for Leeds.
no, listen. they've got some more players. They've got stack players in midfield for them. You're right, but that's what I mean. He's a big physical. He's a lump, you know.
Yeah, but like
They got some
Liverpool
more
should
players.
beat them.
Nonto's decent. Piro's alright. They got some more players.
Nonto was decent when they were originally in the Premier League.
Yeah.
When they were before they got relegated, Nonto was not bad.
The other striker they got as well, and Micha, he's alright. He looks quite good. But I just think if they can stay solid and be physical against Liverpool, then they could get something out of it. I think the way they played against Chelsea is the plan to beat Liverpool as well.
I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool lost, but like Liverpool have got better quality all over the pitch. You shouldn't lose to Leeds. Like you just shouldn't. If you lose to Leeds, as Chelsea just did, then you can't take yourself seriously. You know, you should be beating Leeds. So I think Liverpool are going to win this game, but again, like who knows with Liverpool?
Yeah. Right. On to Sunday, Brighton West Ham. I've got a Brighton win here. West Ham, they looked like they might have turned the corner a bit where they played really well and got the result against Newcastle. And then first half against Bournemouth, obviously, they were 2-0 up, but I don't think they played well in that game. But they got the 4 points and think, okay, they're starting to maybe put something together. They got a point against Man United, so they are picking up points, but I don't think the performance levels are there. And Brighton are a good team, and at home, I think they'll take them apart.
Yeah, I think Brighton are going to win this game, and West Ham have been awful. But that's what Nuno does. He goes in there, he sorts out the defence, and then like what his problem is, he needs to get some quality in that team. That team is awful. I'm glad that he's made the smart move of taking Kilman out of that defence because he is honestly terrible. I think Wolves, despite about to get relegated, must still be laughing that they got 35 million from West Ham for him because he is terrible. So he's taken him out of the team, and West Ham. They're not easy to break down, you know?
No, I feel sorry for Bowen because he is the one with a bit of quality. Even against Man United, when he was on the ball, he was trying to make things happen, and you can see he's way above that
who's
level.
He passing the ball to?
But this is what I'm saying. There's no one around him. But I feel sorry for him because he's trying to make things happen, and he does look good when he's on the ball. But yeah, just even their goal, it was him who got the flick on, wasn't it? At the corner. So I feel sorry for him a bit. But yeah, I can't see.
I think Brighton should beat them at home,
same.
And if they don't, then it's back to, as we've been saying, it's back to inconsistent league, and anyone can get it from anyone. But Brighton should beat West Ham. But Brighton have got some quality about them. I really rate the manager. I like how they're able to keep finding players. Like a lot of respect for Brighton, and yeah, I hope they get the result. And like I do want West Ham to stay up, but I do hope Brighton get the result and start to kick on at the table. To be honest.
Yeah. Fulham Palace, the other Sunday game. London derby. I'm going for Palace.
Oh, why? Tell me why you think they're going to beat
I'm
Fulham
going for
at
Palace because I've got a soft spot for Palace. That's why. I like Crystal Palace. Nah, look, I just think, look, they've got themselves fifth in the league. They're winning games. Fulham, I still don't trust. I know they scored the 4 goals against City, but I still find I just don't like Jimenez up front. Doesn't score. Munoz is injured. Palace are solid at the back, and if you can't score goals, then you're not going to break them down. I think the 4 they scored against City was a outlier. It's not. It's not what they do every week. So I just think they're going to find it tough to break down Palace. And Palace have got goals in them. Mateta, I like Pino, and Sarr on the wings. Walton's a good. Yeah, I just think Palace are a better team. Away from home I understand what you're saying. It's going to be tough, but I just think they're a better team and they'll get the job done.
Palace are a better team, but I think this is a draw. I think
Another player, Munoz at the back for Palace was so impressive. Really, really good player. Really
yeah,
good
top
player. Going forward
player.
and
Going
defensively.
forward and
He's
defensively,
really, really
very
good.
very good player. But I think there's too many games. Palace are playing too many games. I
But
think it's going to be a draw.
This is it. And with such a small squad, I do think it will catch up with them eventually. But yeah, you think a draw, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw. I can't see. I just think it's that they've played they played on Sunday, they played on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then they're playing again on Sunday. I'm sure they've probably got Europe in the week. The players it's all the same players. They've used the least amount of players in the league. I think it's going to be a draw. Fulham have been in good form and actually playing good football. So I think Fulham are going to be difficult at home, and I think probably a draw, if not Fulham nicking it for me.
Fair enough. Monday night, Wolves finally get their first win against Man United. I can see the headlines now. No, surely not. This is a Man United win, surely.
I honestly think it's going to be a draw. I
really,
yeah, I really.
No, you cannot. You cannot. I think that no, Amarin's got to go if you can't turn over Wolves.
Who's going to score? Who's going to score for United?
Mbeumo.
Yeah, but the thing is, and West Ham did it well. Just mark Mbeumo. just crowd him out. Don't let him get any space. Which West Ham did not let. He didn't have a minute to do anything. Yeah. And then, if I was the manager of any team against United, crowd him out at the front. So block that side of the pitch because Ahmed's also on that side of the pitch. Block that side of the pitch, and then be like, who? The rest of the players try and beat us, and they can't. I think it's going to be a draw. I honestly think
that is insane because Wolverhampton are taking licks from everybody up and down the league. If they get a point from you, then I think it's even worse than we even thought for Man United.
I genuinely think it's going to be a draw. I think that because Wolves are just going to sit back and say beat us, and Nottingham Forest managed to just about get the job done, but I can't see who's going to score a goal for us. I think it's going to be a draw.
Oh, I'd love it. I'm going for a Man United win, but I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, hope that we're doing this podcast next week and you're correct on your draw.
I hope I'm not correct. I hope I'm not.
That sums up the football for the week. Obviously, we'll do another show next week, comparing our predictions to the scores. But let's talk some boxing, man. A few things going on. No way you want to start with the Terence Crawford stuff?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with the Crawford stuff. Do you want to kind of give a bit of an overview?
The WBC have stripped him of his title because he hasn't paid his sanctioning fees. Now, I don't know for people if you know or not. Obviously, if you're fighting under whether it's the IBF, WBO, WBC, or whatever the other one is, whichever one I didn't say, whichever one it is, if you're fighting for one of their titles or you're fighting for a place in their rankings, you have to pay a sanctioning fee. This is, I think, depending on which body, is 2 or 3% of your purse. Which obviously for his last fight against Canelo, I think he got about 50 million. So 3% of that is, you do the math, but it's a high amount of high amount of money. So he said basically, fuck off, I'm not paying it. Keep your belt. I've won them all before anyway. I'm undisputed champion. Everybody knows I'm the man. I don't need to pay you. Go take your belt. The WBC is saying, well, if that's how you feel, you should have said that before the fight rather than, we've given you our belt. You've paraded it around everywhere, showed everyone that you're champion, called yourself undisputed champion. You have to pay your bill, basically. I don't know where different people in the industry are saying different things. Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya, the promoters, are on the side of the WBC. I've seen a lot of boxers coming out on the side of Terence. It's a tricky one. I can see it from both sides, but I don't know how you feel about it.
I love Terence Crawford. I think I want that I want that to be very clear. I think he's wrong. I think you pay your fees. Also, you knew what the fees were before you went into the fight. you've taken a couple of months. Like this fight happened. This isn't like
Yeah.
it happened the other day. Like pay your fees, move on. Like I don't want to but do the classy thing. Like just like now it's a big furore about nothing. Like I think you should have just paid his fees and kept it moving. Um,
I think the thing is, when the fighters are sort of young and starting out, their dreams are to win these world titles. Yeah, they've seen all their heroes win them in the past. The world title gives you a validity. I'm the champion now, and then they do that. And then I think once they reach a certain level, where Canelo is, where Crawford is, probably where Usyk is, you don't really need the belt to validate you because you've done it enough. You can fight anyone you want now. You're the guy. So I think he's thinking, oh no, I'm too good for these belts now. But it's like you said, it's not a classy thing to do. If he wants to do that, then he should pay his fee, vacate, and say, "Do you know what? From now on, I'm not fighting for belts.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm the
Exactly.
show. It's Crawford against somebody, and it's always going to be a show because I'm involved, and I've got that name. But if you fought for that title, as you said, you knew what it was going into it. You can't then just. Although what I will say is, a lot of these, especially the WBC, a lot of these governing bodies, some dodgy stuff happens with them, especially with their rankings and stuff. WBC Pacquiao came out of retirement after 5 or 6 years, whatever, and they just gave him a title shot. Made him number one in the rankings. Conor Ben now hasn't fought at 147 in 3 or 4 years, and he's gone up, fought Eubank, and now he's come back down. They put him straight away number one contender. So I don't know if they're taking money from promoters, which is why the promoters on their side. It's all a bit murky. Without knowing all the ins and outs of how it works, it's tough for us to say. But yeah, what I would say is they don't smell of roses themselves, these governing bodies. So
No.
maybe he feels he's been mistreated by them, and I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
for sure, like these bodies they've been corrupt forever. Actually,
yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
like
it's,
this is
it's all
not
a
a
bit
new.
murky.
It's not a new thing, and I hate to really be on their side, but I just think Crawford could have handled it a little bit better.
Yeah,
And
and like I said, I think when fighters are young and they're coming through, they dream of winning those titles. You know, those are the titles you see Ali with, and Tyson with, and Lewis with, and so Mayweather, whoever. So that is still young fighters' dreams to win those. So when it's like he sort of thinks he's above it now, which I get, and you want to keep your money, but
I think he could have done it in a classier way. I think he would have made a bigger statement if he paid his fees and then vacated
and
it,
then
as
yeah,
you said.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
think that would have made way more of a statement and way more like now it's just like, oh, you're only saying this because you don't want to pay your money.
Yeah.
When he might have you might have like reasonable gripes about all of them, but like now it just looks like it's about money, and so I think yeah, that doesn't put him in a great light, unfortunately.
Yeah, agreed. Another story from boxing this week is there was an interview with Alexander Usyk, and he said the next person he wants to fight is Deontay Wilder.
I just don't know why that he would
I,
want to do
I,
that.
I think I know why. Like Wilder's done absolutely nothing to deserve a world title shot, but I think from Usyk's point of view is he's beaten AJ, he's beaten Fury, he's beaten uh, Daniel Dubois. The only one left from his generation he hasn't beaten is Wilder. Now it's a beat up shot Wilder who doesn't have it anymore. I'm not sure he ever had it in the first place, really. But I just think he's thinking this is the only logic I can get from it. He's thinking once he retires, you look back at his career. He said, "Okay, you beat everybody in your era, in your generation."
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's the only logic I can get from it.
Yeah, I mean that makes logical sense.
In 30 years' time, you look back at his record, you don't remember what version of Wilder it was. You say, "Okay, he's got all the names on his record," you know.
Yeah, I think that if that's the logic, then fair. And I know you're saying maybe he never had it, but he had some wars with Tyson Fury.
Yeah, no, he did. I mean, that's a bit disrespectful of me. And he always had that one punch power as well.
Yeah, and he had some like not the best fight in the world, but I will never forget when Tyson Fury was actually asleep. He was asleep.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
old. He rose from the dead like the Undertaker, and then went on to win that fight. But like that was a war.
Yeah. No. He was in some words, and he gave us some good intel. But that's what I mean. He's one of the names of the generation, so he probably just wants to complete the set, and think, well, they look back and see everyone on my record, and they know I beat everyone. But I mean,
I don't want to watch it.
how's that fight gonna go? He's just gonna. And also another thing I would say, if you want to do that, fine, but there are people who deserve the title shot. So if you're going to do that, vacate your titles, let the young ones. Because I think again, once you, like I was saying about Crawford, once you reach a certain level, you don't need the belts anymore. Everyone knows.
Well, he's vacated one of them.
Yeah. Well, because he doesn't want to fight the young ones. Not because I think he's scared or he's going to lose. He'll beat up the young ones as well. But I just
Yeah.
think he thinks, well, there's no money in that. The money's the Wilder fight. The legacy's the Wilder fight. So take that, but don't hold up the division. And I love Usyk. I love him, but don't. If you keep all the belts, and you're picking and choosing who you want to fight. You're kind of holding up the division from the people who've earned it.
Don't know about that. I think you get
But there are some of the younger fighters who have earned the shot at a title now. Fabio Wardley or a Caballero.
Nah, come on. Who's earned a shot at Wilder? At Wilder, sorry, at Usyk.
No, but you're saying that because it's Usyk, but they've earned. There's someone in line who's next in line who's earned the shot way more than Wilder has.
No, but as a champion, you should be able to pick and choose a little bit. You've got to like. Normally, it's I give you one, I have one myself. No,
Yeah. One mandatory and then one voluntary.
Yeah, that's normally how he's. And if he wants to fight Wilder, I think as the champion, he should be able to fight him.
He's earned the right to pick and choose.
He's been fighting Dubois and all these boys. Those were sanctioned fights.
He deserves an easy touch as well. To be fair to him. Yeah, I think that's the only logic I can take from the decision of fighting Wilder. And I suppose they can sell it as in, even though Wilder is washed up, he's always had that one bang. What if he lands? There's no
way.
No, there's no way. But that's the rhetoric. And also, Wilder's gun shy. He hasn't had that right hand in his last 4 or 5 fights. So,
that's how they're going to sell it.
Yeah,
it looked horrible. So yeah, not a fight that I'd be dying to watch. Would probably you could talk me into it, but yeah, as a legacy fight, actually, now you've explained it, does make sense.
That's the only logic I can see in it. He didn't say that. He just said Wilder's next up because he can't really say that, can he? Because then he would be telling people that he's fighting a washed up fighter. Yeah, that's all I can take from it. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to cover.
No, I think we've got World Cup draw, and we'll be doing a big series on the World Cup in the next couple of months. Yeah, I just we'll just touch on it briefly. I just please don't get Norway as like the first, like, do you know what I mean? I just don't want Norway like and Haaland and he'll be gunning for it. Like, I just don't want. The only team I don't want is Norway.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I can't see any way we don't make it out of whatever group we get. But like you said, we'll go over it in detail after the draw's made. Yeah,
I think that's it. That's
cool.
it. But so we'll come back to these results and hopefully Man United don't drop points to Wolves, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Have a blessed weekend, everybody. If you could please like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything else you want us to cover as well, let us know in the comments, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.